Thanks for tuning in to the Northwest Vision. I'm Karen Rue, Superintendent of Schools in Northwest ISD. Every 6th through 12th grade student in Northwest ISD has been issued a netbook or mini laptop. High school students received netbooks for the first time last year, and we're thrilled to extend the initiative to our middle school students this year. In Northwest ISD, our business is the future, and in order to make sure our students are future ready, we must provide opportunities that prepare students for a digital age. Now, I have 3 special guests with me today to explain how netbooks are being used in our schools. Shane Conklin is principal of our newest school, John M. Tidwell Middle School. Sarah Min is secondary teacher of the year at Byron Nelson High School, and Eric Anthony is a senior at Northwest High School. I want to thank you for being here with me today. Now, Mr. Conklin, since netbooks are new to middle school students this year, tell us a bit about how your students and teachers have responded to having them in their classrooms.
Well, one of the first things I asked teachers, what were the responses of the students when they came back to class? And some of the things I heard were they were psyched, they were stoked, they were pumped, jazzed. So I think it's safe to say that our students are extremely excited about the opportunity to have a personal netbook. As for teachers, they are extremely excited also with the limitless possibilities of what they can do within the classroom. And now takes the experience of students interacting within those 4 walls to worldwide. It really is limitless, and I've talked to the teachers that our netbooks are limited to the imagination and creativity that they show in class.
Well, thank you. Well, Mrs. Min, high school students had netbooks last year, and you've used those. Can you tell us how that impacted your instructional practice and how students used it in your classrooms?
The netbooks have really opened up the world to our students. They can access information all over the globe, across the country, anything they can think of, they can lay their hands on it. The online textbook has been invaluable at the high school last year, and again this year we're doing more and more with the online textbooks than ever before. An example of a unit would be an editorial unit where they go and search newspapers from across the country, not just their local newspaper here at home. And they can talk about how local issues affect what's in an editorial page and compare that to different places, not just in the country but around the world, what's important to people around the world.
Eric, what do you like best about netbooks? How are you using them in your classes?
I like how the netbooks are just so compact and they're just easy to keep up with. You just put it in your bag, charge it at night, and just pick it up and go. It's a lot easier than dealing with a bunch of messy papers in your binder, and it just makes my life easier.
How are you using them in class?
Well, it's a lot easier to take notes, and we actually do a lot of assignments through NetSchool, and I've already done quite a few assignments, and it's so much easier than just having to fill out paper, and that's just what we've been doing in our classes so far.
Are you turning your work in pencil paper, or are you doing it through the netbooks?
Most of my work that I've turned in was through the netbook, and like before we were issued them, we did it on paper, but since we got them, we've actually been using them quite a lot since they distributed them, so it's a lot easier.
From a principal's perspective, what do you see as the greatest benefit for students and teachers?
Well, I think instructionally for teachers, it opens up their classroom. It allows them to run a more efficient and effective classroom. Students are able to get online. There are several sites that allow math and science simulations. I'm thinking as an ELA teacher, I could do some movie maker editing in terms of students showing perspective or point of view. It really does open the opportunity for teachers to be more creative in the designing of their lessons. As far as students, it allows them to be more innovative and more creative, and for students to be doing most of the work and not the teachers.
Great, thank you. Now, Mrs. Min, talk to us a little bit about NetSchool. How are teachers and students using NetSchool?
This is probably the one thing that has absolutely revolutionized what we do in the classroom. The students love the forums. They love to get on there and discuss, different topics. From a teaching perspective, it's really great to be able to have that discussion within the classroom, but also in between classes and also in between content areas. For an English classroom and a social studies classroom to be discussing the same topic and time period in history from 2 different perspectives is a huge gain for our students. That, along with the fact that it is really a one-stop shop for the students. They can log in, they can access all their teachers, they can get calendars, assignments, they can turn in completed assignments, get feedback. Just a really great location to keep everything that's necessary for students to be successful in their classes.
Eric, how has having a netbook changed the way you study or perhaps interact in class?
I think it's a lot more interesting. It's a better way to learn instead of just going through the same old motions, looking through a textbook, just page after page, learning in a new experience and learning different experience online, different courses like Mr. Conklin said, different learning simulations, and it really prepares you for the future.
What do you think is the greatest benefit to you personally, having a netbook?
Like I said, I think it's preparing me for my future and going to college. Like, I'd like to pursue a career in broadcasting, and having these netbooks makes it a whole lot easier because I'm getting a hands-on experience before I actually get there, so I'll be ahead of the game when I get there.
As we've heard Eric tell us, the netbooks increase student engagement, and they help prepare our students for what they will experience in our everyday digital world. A special thank you to our guests for being here today. Join me again next month for the Northwest Vision, where we'll take a look at the increasing enrollment in Northwest ISD and our plans for future growth. Remember, in Northwest ISD, our business is the future. Our kids are our future. We'll see you next time.